What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Devil's in the Details. I'm BD, and thank God it's Friday. Today's show is dedicated to the 1999 blockbuster movie The Matrix, widely regarded as one of the greatest science fiction films of all time. It was directed by the Wachowski brothers and stars Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, Lawrence Fishburne, Joey Pantoliano, and Hugo Weaving as Agent Smith. Who could forget Agent Smith? Hey Dan, cut to Agent Smith saying something cool.
One of these lives has a future. One of them does not.
The brothers' directorial debut was a little film called Bound. And because of the critical success of that film, the siblings were able to convince the studio to give them $10 million. Although it wasn't what they originally wanted for the budget of The Matrix, they had asked for $60 million. Nevertheless, the brothers took the money and set off to shoot The Matrix, only they didn't shoot The Matrix. They shot one single scene. The opening sequence with Trinity escaping the grasp of the agents across the rooftops. Rooftops recycled from the film Dark City, by the way. How they were able to film that one scene and get away with it, I have no idea. But they did.
Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon.
And after showing that footage to the studio, the executives were so impressed with what they had seen that they gave them the rest of the budget that they had originally asked for. The Wachowskis were heavily influenced by Kung Fu and John Woo movies, Japanese animation, science fiction films, and books about the nature of reality. And out of the cyberpunk reality, The Matrix was born. One of the biggest influences that helped shape the story of The Matrix into what it became was the writings of Philip K. Dick. Philip K. Dick first described The Matrix in 1977.
We are living in a computer-programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed and some alteration in our reality occurs.
He asserts, in fact, that there are glitches in The Matrix. So, although the Wachowskis did not create The Matrix, they certainly had an overwhelming understanding of what it could be. The script that they penned was extremely well written, utilizing every sentence, every word to its full potential.
I know why you're here, Neo. I know what you've been doing. I know why you hardly sleep, why you live alone, and why night after night you sit at your computer. You're looking for him.
There's almost no throwaway dialogue at all in this film. The casting of this film was also extremely spot on, and I was very surprised to find out how many candidates had turned the film down originally. The studio wanted a big name for the role of Neo, so the part was offered to many A-listers who all ended up turning it down, like Brad Pitt, Will Smith, Val Kilmer, Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage. That would have been awesome.
I never misspelled anything!
But in the end, it was between Keanu Reeves and Johnny Depp, with Reeves obviously getting the part. The production was moved to Australia for cost-effective purposes. Although fight training had already begun in the United States, it continued in Australia, and that's when the injuries started occurring. Prior to filming, Keanu Reeves had to have cervical spine surgery, which forced him to wear a neck brace throughout the training, and also didn't allow him to be able to kick, so choreographer Wu Ping had to adjust the fight scenes accordingly. Hugo Weaving also suffered an injury during training, which resulted in him requiring hip surgery.
Was that general?
It was
local?
Spinal.
Spinal, okay.
So I watched the whole thing.
You saw them?
Yeah, I watched the operation.
And Carrie-Anne Moss twisted her ankle so badly that she feared that she may be replaced for the production of the film.
Oh no!
But they all got through it and delivered a fantastic movie. There are a lot of little details that I noticed during my multiple viewings of this film, and some that I only found out about when researching for this video. Let me list a few of them. There is a noticeable green hue to the world inside the Matrix, as opposed to a bluish tint in the real world. This was a conscious decision by the filmmakers to differentiate both worlds. In some scenes, the filmmakers utilized twins, in fact as many as they were able to find. This also was done on purpose to further the notion that the Matrix was a computer program. As we know, one of the characters in the film, Mouse, was one of the lead programmers of the training simulators. And so to make his job a little bit easier, he would have copied and pasted a lot of the code to save himself some time here and there. I also liked the references to other films, one in particular, Alice in Wonderland.
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
My favorite performance in this movie was without a doubt Hugo Weaving's Agent Smith. Weaving drew his inspiration for Agent Smith's voice from the directors themselves. The film also boasted some stunning visual effects and incredibly well-crafted action sequences, earning the film a total of 4 Oscars at the 2000 Academy Awards. Now obviously I can't talk about The Matrix without talking about bullet time. Although the Wachowskis did not create bullet time, they certainly popularized it. John Gaeta, the special effects supervisor on the film, stated that he pulled ideas from a few different sources. More specifically, one source of inspiration was from Otomo Katsuhiro, who co-wrote and directed Akira, which he says definitely blew him away. And another source, director Michael Gondry, whose music videos experimented with a different type of technique called view morphing. It did take him a little while to perfect the technique, but the payoff was astounding and gave us some of the most unforgettable visual scenes ever put to film. There is also one uncredited character in this film, and that's the Nebuchadnezzar, the ship that our cast of characters calls home. It was intentionally designed to look messy, disheveled, with tangled wires and cables hanging throughout its corridors, as though the ship itself was cobbled together with spare parts found throughout the landscape and fitted together by its crew. A true marriage of man and machine. Although I truly enjoyed this film and have since watched it so many times I can't even count, I have to honestly say that unfortunately, I wasn't a big fan of the sequels that came after it. Although they all performed extremely well at the box office, the second one in particular, which almost doubled the original's worldwide gross. The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions left me feeling a little disappointed. Now with that being said, if you haven't watched The Matrix in a while, I recommend you do so. You'll probably be surprised at how well it holds up, even though it's coming up on its 20th anniversary. Once again guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your support. Feel free to leave a comment down below and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This episode was brought to you by Coke Can. No, not that. Not that either. That one. I'll see you guys next Friday.
You take the blue pill, our story ends. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Oh, hello, rabbit hole.